Hello everyone, this is Singh, broker owner of Supermax Realty, 647-961-2639. Welcome to my channel Real Estate Edge with Jimmy Singh. In today's video, I like to talk about importance of condo status certificate, especially if you're first time buyer looking to purchase your first condo apartment anywhere in Greater Toronto area, Golden Horseshoe, Kitchener-Waterloo, London and Windsor markets. So folks, condo status certificate is a legal document provided by Condo Corporation to the purchaser. And what does it include? It includes number one, the financial of the corporation, rules, bylaws that dictate the enjoyment of your unit. So first thing we do is, if we are representing our buyer clients, we want to make sure information provided on MLS by the listing agent is accurate. We want to make sure, so the number one thing we focus on the common expenses. What is your monthly common expense or maintenance fee and what is included? It has to match the condo status certificate. So we have to make sure, the utilities, if they're included, is the water included, hydro included, cable included. So all those things have to be verified before we firm up the deal. Second thing we look is the locker and parking owned by the seller or it is only for exclusive use only? One tip we give to our clients is, whenever you're buying a condo, if you have a big SUV, make sure you physically visit the parking lot and see the width or the size of parking, whether it's above ground or underground, fits your car or SUV. Third thing we want to look at is you need to know your obligation and what are your maintenance responsibilities. For example, if it's an older condominium building, you want to renovate, put a new kitchen or washroom, or want to move the plumbing, you need permission from the condo property manager. And also make sure, guys, you always have flooding insurance for condo corporation. If let's say your fridge pipe breaks down and there's flooding in your unit, which is on 7th floor, it can damage the units below or beside your unit. So you are solely responsible for that. So make sure your insurance of your unit covers the flooding. Fourth thing you want to look at is the current budget sufficient to cover building operating expenses? That is very, very important. Fifth point, when was the last reserve fund study done? And when will be the next study? Because what happens is, when you buy a newer condo, all the unit owners have to put in a common pool certain funds every month to make sure whatever capital improvements will be done in the building. Example, balcony, elevators, underground parking. So those capital improvements in 20 years has to be taken care from all these funds. So you want to make sure it is sufficiently covering all those expenses coming in next 5 to 20 years. Then you want to make sure the seller is not in arrears of the payment of common expenses. So typically what happens is, if I'm the listing agent, I tell my owners to order the condo status certificate before we list a property. It takes roughly 10 days for a condo property management to hand over us a PDF file of all the rules, regulation, declaration and financials, which we can give to the buyer's agent or the lawyer of the buyer to review it. So we want to make sure the seller is not in arrears of the condo fee, because if it is and your lawyer doesn't catch it or you didn't review the condo status certificate, that fee will come to the new purchaser. So you will be responsible as a new buyer of the condominium if the previous owner didn't pay those arrears. Other thing you want to do is you want to make sure are the pets allowed in the building? It is very, very important. So you have to make sure and ask them what kind of pets, how many pets, what size of pets. I have seen in some buildings, they said you can't have more than 25 or 50-pound dog. So if you're coming with a big pet, it's your agent's responsibility to make sure your pet is allowed in the building, because in few cases, let's say if somebody is disabled, in that case human right supersedes the condo bylaws. Otherwise condo can give you 2 weeks notice and tell you to get rid of your pet. So make sure if you have pets, ask them what kind of pets are allowed, how many cats, how many dogs. If you have aquarium, is it allowed or not? So this is very critical. 10th point is, if you like to have a barbecue, make sure you ask the condominium, are the barbecues allowed in the balcony? I have noticed in last few years, some of the new projects we sell, they have a barbecue gas line outside which is allowed. But again, these things have to be clarified with the property manager. And then 11th point is, you have to insure your unit, because the condo building has insurance which cover the exterior shell of the building, common elements of the building, but inside all the improvements you did to the unit or your own belongings, they have to be separately insured. And make sure you have sufficient third-party liability. So if you have guests over, they're using gym or common elements and they damage it, you can get sued for that. So your insurance coverage should cover any water damage or third-party liability and inside improvements of your unit. 12th point is very critical. You want to make sure your condo corporation is currently not in any litigation or being sued, or maybe they're suing some vendor. So this is very, very important, because if they lose the litigation, all that expenses have to be borne by all the unit owners. Same thing if condo fee is going to increase because of the capital improvements or shortfall of reserve funds, each and every owner is responsible to pay it off. So make sure your lawyer review that. And lastly, you want to make sure coming future, if you want to sell your house or condo within next 5 years, make sure condo corporation is not going to increase the common expenses. So these are very, very critical questions your agent has to ask the property manager or the listing agent, and make sure you get condo status certificate reviewed by a lawyer who is representing you as a purchaser. It costs $100 to a seller. There are a couple of websites. You can have a PDF file ordered online, and within 10 days you will get a condo status. Lawyers take 2 to 3 business days to review it. Make sure you clarify all these points for a hassle-free purchase. Again, my name is Jimmy Singh. If you are in market to buy, sell or rent your unit anywhere in Greater Toronto area, Kitchener-Waterloo, Hamilton, Niagara Falls, London, Windsor, give our team Supermax a call. You can reach me directly at 647-961-2639, or you can visit my website supermaxrealty.ca. Till next time, to your success, this is Jimmy Singh. God bless.